lesson is going to be about balance and making sure that we attain it. Now, balance is kind of a subjective thing, so how is it that we really say that we've got proper balance? Well, I can't really show you proper balance so much as I can give you some ideas and some clues about how to make sure that you are doing it for yourself. Let's talk a little bit about why balance is important. I relate a golf swing to a circular motion, okay? Now, it's circular, it's not a perfect circle, but it is circular, okay? And in order to draw a circle, or as close to a circle as you can, you need two things to stay constant: the axis and the radius. The axis can only be stable if you maintain your balance. So it only makes sense, right? If you maintain your balance, your axis stays steady. Whereas if you move to your toes, move to your heels, your axis is moving back and forth or up and down. Any of that is going to move the axis. The only way you can make up for that would be by changing your radius, changing the length that you're basically moving your arms out. If you are in balance but you lose balance one way, like if I finish on my heel over here, it means I came across the shot. If I finish out towards my toe, that means that I swung from way inside to outside. So your balance on the finish tells you a lot about the swing plane that you just made. You have two ways of determining your balance. You have the visual acuity, which means you're looking at the ground around you and you can see what level is, because if I tilt my head this way, the land kind of looks like it slopes to the side here. And if I tilt my head this way, it looks like it slopes this way. But if I keep my head level, well, then by golly, the ground looks pretty level. So that's one way that we keep our balance, is we kind of determine, hey, I'm leaning a little bit just because I'm looking. The other method is where we use our equilibrium, where we use the inner ears, the liquids that are in your inner ear to kind of balance you out. They kind of tell you, hey, you're moving around a little bit. And the equilibrium is a very, very powerful method of maintaining your balance, because it's almost entirely subconscious. You don't necessarily consciously think about your balance based upon the fluids in your brain. In order to make a subconscious effort to keep your balance, the best thing to do is get rid of the visual sense of balance, okay? So what I usually do with my students who are having issues with balance is simply take away the visual. And I just say, close your eyes. Just simply close your eyes when you swing. Okay, have my eyes closed the whole time, and I cured it. That's how I know that I have a good, solid golf swing. And you can really, with your eyes closed, you can really feel the pressure on your feet. You can feel your head tilting a little bit. But if your eyes are open, then you're more likely to watch the ball fly, or watch the bird fly in front of you, or take a look at the target. Your mind gets cluttered with all the visual stuff that comes in. But we really want to make an effort to have the equilibrium take over, because it is so subconscious. And we need to train the subconscious mind to take over, because that's what's going to happen when it comes to the 18th tee, and you've got to hit this tee shot in the fairway to make your $2 Nassau. If you don't have the confidence in your subconscious, if your subconscious doesn't have the ability to keep you upright, then you're pretty much doomed, okay? But if you can train your equilibrium to swing just like I just did, with your eyes closed, well, I tell you what, you've got a leg up on the competition, because you don't have to worry about balance. Start from your balance position, with that sit-up that we were talking about, starting in balance, start well. And then when you get to the finish here, just make sure you hold that finish and judge your balance. Scale of 1 to 10. Was that a 10 on my balance? I think it was. I got my front foot is flat on the ground, which means that my balance, my right and my left are equally balanced over my front foot. If I was rolled out like this, that would tell me that I'm a little too far this way. If I was out on my toe, it means I kind of swung out that way. Okay? So we can always tell how well we swung by how well in balance we are on the finish. So just make sure you check your balance at setup. Is this a 10? Is this perfect 10? I want to be right over my arches. Right? When we accomplish the swing, when we get done with it, we go to the finish. Where's our finish? Perfectly in balance. I can stand on my front foot all day. It's flat on the ground. I haven't moved to my heel. I haven't moved to my toe. It tells me that I swung generally on plane. Maybe not perfectly, but much, much closer to a good swing.